And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this
No,
is this really happening? He met the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
but you're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic. That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes.
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How do you do it?
you
Teach
can
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you gotta get the smile going on some shoes, but.
Wait, hold up.
I gotta
try
when it's
this
time,
with
when
you.
it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think
you.
of something funny and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
Sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Wish words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your Saturday. It is Saturday, baby. It is Saturday. It's time for a little bit of a Speak On It Saturday. We're going to have some fun today because, you know, we've been talking about a whole bunch of other stuff, some serious stuff, some not so serious stuff. But, you know, we got to talk about this thing that just happened, over the past couple days. I haven't had a chance to really cover this story. This happened just recently. Somebody messaged me via Facebook, said you definitely got to cover this story. If you didn't get a chance to cover it, here's the thing. In case you've been sleeping under a rock, Pascal, here's something that you need to take a look at. Well, before we jump into all that stuff, because there's a lot to talk about. All right, this is kind of a heavy subject. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm going to be putting in my own 2 cents on all this stuff here. Very, very soon. Just giving you guys my own 2 cents, etc. But I will be opening up the phone lines. This is all part of the Speak On It Saturday. So this is the main subject that we are going to be talking about today. All right. For the show. I think this is something that we do need to talk about. And it's something that I think that the world needs to start talking about more often, especially in the black community in general. And you're going to understand a little bit when I get to the subject at hand, whether I'm with it or not. Okay. But anyway, good Saturday to my nephew. My nephew's on here right now. If you guys could just say hello to him and everything. It is Retro FX. I don't know if I'm okay with putting out his name out there like that. So if you guys can refrain from putting his name out there, I'd really appreciate it. Just out of the privacy of my family. I don't know if he's okay with it. So just saying that out in the open right now. Okay. But anyway, moving on from that, the thing is that I want to, talk about this one particular thing, because one of the things is that there's a very big conversation right now that we need to talk about. And Bill Sullivan, what's up on Facebook? Happy Saturday to you as well. No, you're the greatest, Bill. I really do appreciate the support and love and all that good stuff. So there's a story right now that's been developing over time, over the past couple days. Now, he has already been named, literally, he's already been named Donkey of the Day by the Breakfast Club in the morning. And I understand where they're coming from, calling him the Donkey of the Day, etc. Now, in this particular thing, we gotta jump into an article so we can take a look at that ourselves, and then we can dive into the conversation at hand. One of the main things that we need to look at is this here. UNC basketball head coach Hubert Davis says, "I'm very proud to be African American, but I'm also very proud that my wife is white. Now, if you don't know, he just made history as being the new head coach for the University of North Carolina. This would make him the first black man to lead the school's team. So this is history in the making, all right? So he says, this article says, this is a great achievement in itself, yet Davis had people scratching their heads when he stated during his latest press conference that he's very proud that his wife is white. Now, I'm going to be showing you guys the video, the clip, because he says this thing, and it's very interesting, okay? And like I said, I'm going to be putting in my 2 cents here in a second, but I wanted to give you guys the story first, unfold the clip, and then, of course, open up the phone lines and get all y'all's opinion on this thing. So during a press conference, introducing Davis as the UNC's new men's basketball head coach, succeeding the retired Roy Williams, where facts regarding his hiring were revealed, he felt the need to mention he was married to a white woman. He says in this clip, which I'll be showing you here right now, so you guys can take a look. Instead of me reading the actual quote, let's hear it from the horse's mouth, shall we? Take a look.
It is significant, Steve. It's significant that I'm African American and I'm the head coach here. It's significant. I know that in terms of Division I head coaches all around the country, only 26% of the head coaches for Division I men's basketball are compromised by minorities, specifically African Americans. I know that it is significant that I'm the fourth African American head coach in any sport in the history of the University of North Carolina. I'm very proud to be African American, but I'm also very proud that my wife is white, and I'm very proud that my 3 beautiful, unbelievable kids are a combination of both of us.
So, you heard it from the horse's mouth in regards to what him sitting there saying, I'm proud that my wife is white. See, I see what he's trying to say, but it's coming out all wrong, y'all. It's coming out all mother-loving wrong. Now, here's the thing. The fact that he is one of 4, if I'm correct, I want to make sure I got that right. He is one of, let's see. I think he's one of 4, if I'm correct, that have donned this, one of 4 African Americans that like black men that have gotten this kind of achievement, right? So to become head coach of a university, all that, it is a huge honor, right? But given the fact that he is black, right? I feel like maybe in this particular press conference that he's having right now, they're just hovering over the idea that he is black. The entire time. They're just going, how does it feel to be one of the first black the entire time? Right? I mean, in the school itself, he is the first black man. I'll repeat it again from the article. He is the first black man to lead the school's team. That is a huge, huge goal. That is a huge thing to begin with. But at the same time, during this press briefing, maybe the people who are interviewing him are just hovering around the fact that he is of melanin skin, that he is a person of color. So it goes to the point where he goes, man, I'm so tired of everybody going, wow, you're the first black man. Like, bruh, I have more than just that. I'm more than just that. And I see beyond my own color, to the point where he says, I'm proud that my wife is of another color, of another race. Now, obviously, I'm just throwing out these ideas. You know what I'm saying? I could be 115,000% wrong. But I feel, because I'm not in his head, but I feel like he's trying to say that he's like, I don't see color. In fact, my wife is white. My children are mixed, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of us being able to transcend color and only see love and be able to produce and show our love with these beautiful children that we have created, that we have brought on this planet. But it's coming off wrong. Totally, totally wrong. Because there's also a long history of black men who will sit there, and women, let's not forget about women too, that will sit there and go, hey, I am so proud. It's a status to be dating someone of melanin deficient. Let's just say that, right? To date someone who is of non-color, you know, people automatically look at it and go, wait a second, now he's claiming status because he's successful, so he got the white girl. He's successful because he got the chick that's proving to him that he's a successful man. Not only just the nice car and the nice house, but he's got the white girl. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are thinking instantly. As soon as he said, I'm proud that my wife is white and I'm proud of our mixed children, instantly they go, he's claiming status because he's got his white girl on his arm. They're not looking at it deeper than that, which is what he's saying is that my love for my wife goes beyond. And the love that I have for my children are beyond color. It transcends color. My wife happens to be white. I happen to be a black man. I am proud that I am a black man, but I'm more than that. And my wife, yes, she's white, but she's more than that too. But it came out wrong. I think he was trying to say something more than that, but it came out completely jacked up and wrong. And of course, it's a perfect opportunity for mainstream media, whatever, to jump on this and just drive him to the ground. Yes, he said it wrong. Like it was very, very, it was said totally wrong. You see what I'm saying? And most definitely, Lady Justice, he has to live with what he said. Absolutely. That's the bet he made. He should have shut the hell up. He should have just shut the hell up. He shouldn't have said what he said. But I think that majority of people understand what he's trying to say, but it's coming out completely wrong. And of course, I'm sitting here and I'm going, hey, let me think about this. Let me look back on this. And I had to play it a couple times and rewatch it and listen to what he had to say, because instantly I'm going, no, he shouldn't have said that. Bruh, that was bad, homie. That was bad. But then when you listen to it, you're going, oh, okay, I get what he's trying to say, but it's he really mucked it up. He mucked it up bad. All right. Immortal Badass said, I agree, Pascal. I think he was trying to make the point about his resume, not his skin. True, I do think that. Bill Sullivan on Facebook said, it's complicated. I most definitely think that too. Agro Vincent or Vixen, I'm sorry, or no, just said, I'll say, thank you so much. I'm honored. Thanks to my family as well. Mic drop and be done. Facts. I totally agree with that. See what I'm saying? He went beyond. He went overboard. He put the pedal to the metal and was like, oh, wait. I got something brilliant to say. Hold up, guys. You're going to love this. I'm proud that, no, he shouldn't have said what he said. It was idiotic. Absolutely idiotic. Lady Justice says, the Pascal Show, we also have to acknowledge how colorism play a role in this too. The majority, now I know black people pissed as ish at that comment. Yes. Absolutely. Colorism is definitely a role in this as well. I don't think he was trying to go down that route, but it most definitely went down that It most definitely went down that route, y'all. He shouldn't have said what he said, for real. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, this is when I would have run up, grabbed him and said, Orange Blast, real quick. You know what I'm saying? Or pineapples. And then just, you know what I'm saying? Scream out fire. You know what I mean? And everybody, as soon as he started going down, don't say it now. Don't you say it. Because now you sounding dumb. Don't you say it. Now that you're, it's almost like you're playing some sort of favoritism. You see what I'm saying? That is not what you say, yo. So I'm going to open up the phone lines because I want to hear your thoughts on this story. All right. It is 314-766-4581. Give me a call. I want to hear your thoughts on this story. What are your thoughts? You know, Bill Sullivan, facts. Squirrel. You know what I mean? Like, scream it out loud and throw, I don't know, throw the microphone off the table. You know what I'm saying? Push them away as fast as you can. Oh. No. What the heck? I didn't ask you a few times about what your wedding day fragrances are going to be. I have no idea, man. I'm not even there yet. You know what I mean? I don't even know. I have no idea, but I love myself some cologne. So just to answer that, I have no idea. But I do believe in this thing, which is love who you love. All right? I mean, if it's a thing that if you prefer to marry somebody outside of your race, hey, more power to you. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's what he was trying to say in a certain way, but it came off wrong. It just came off completely and utterly wrong, right? I am in no way, shape, or form trying to defend him. What he said was wrong, and he talked out of his ass. But I do believe in my whole heart of hearts that you love who you love, period. I'm not going to sit here and tell you who you can and cannot be with. And nor should anyone tell me or anyone else around my loved ones who they can love and who they can't love. You know what I mean? So, and I've seen a lot of people be very, very upset and depressed and sad because they can't be truly with the person that they want to truly, naturally love. And that ain't right. You love who you love, period. Give me a call, 314-766-4581. I want to hear your thoughts on this, guys. What are your thoughts on this story? God forbid it goes on there. No, no, no. Dear God. Give me a call, 314-766-4581. It's funny when it comes to talking about race. When it comes to talk about interracial or whatever it might be, this stuff gets super serious. It doesn't have to be that serious, y'all. It really doesn't. What he said was very stupid. You know, what he said was extremely stupid. I understood what he was trying to say, but it came out completely wrong. Completely. So, 314-766-4581. No pressure, guys. What's it say here? Boom, 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 boom. Shuttle work exactly. What is this? Okay, here we go. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you're calling from? This is Lady Justice on the line. What's up, girl?
Hey, it was getting hard for me to sit there and watch you keep saying call in. Nobody was doing it.
And people are scared, I guess. People are scared to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know. I was hesitant. I was hesitant to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, do I talk about this? Do I not? We need to talk about it. So there it is.
I think it is important to talk about, because I personally am on the opposite view from you on this.
Okay.
In this particular situation.
Sure.
Like, I think that, like I stated in the chat, that, we also need to acknowledge misogynoir. We also have to acknowledge that oftentimes when people have biases, implicit biases, they come out and they say what they said, whether it's a Freudian slip or not. We have athletes that have come under fire for doing this. In the past 2 to 3 years, this has been a hot topic where athletes are, saying, look, my wife, my fiance, my girlfriend is white. I'm proud of this, X, Y, and Z. Like, this goes on. Like, TikTok even has like a whole trend of black men praising white women or wondering why, white people don't respect them or like them or love them. They're just human. But then they'll turn around and they'll dog black women. And that's the focus that I would just like to talk about, is that oftentimes it seems like comments like that are said at the expense of, well, at least I came up and I left the gutter rat where she belonged. Like, that's how it sounds. And I think that, especially as black people whom have experienced discrimination, we have to be mindful of even our words, and we have to be mindful of how colorism plays out and how implicit biases within our own communities play out. We had the issue with the brown paper bag. If you're lighter than a brown paper bag or the sandwich bag,
right,
then you were
pass.
acceptable in society. You passed. And so I feel like we do need to have that discussion about how his words can even impact certain individuals, even within the black community. And that's the thing, is that far too often when comments like this are said, black men are not called out for it. They're not defending black women. They don't say, hey, look, don't say these things because it looks like you're saying it at the expense of black women. And I just wish that we would get better about our language. So is it possible that's not what he meant? Okay, sure, it's not possible. But at the end of the day, we have far too much colorism within the black community for me not to also feel like it really came from a very negative place, even if he doesn't acknowledge it, even if he doesn't realize that even his mind could have been twisted by white supremacist views, like that, how this could look. And oftentimes we see high-value black men, who have the money, who do say these things. And it is far more common than not. And that's why I hold the position that I hold. I have no issue with people who want to date interracially. Like, my father is mixed. So I don't have issues with those things. I come from a very diverse family. I myself, I am black, Native American, and white. Like, that is just my ancestry. Mm-hmm. If that did not happen,
I wouldn't
be here today.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be here today. I don't have a problem. I have dated interracially. Like, I want someone with a good mind. I want someone with a good heart. I don't really care what he looks like, as long as he treats me right, and as long as he's super smart, and as long as we can build something together. That's what's important to me. And that's what should be important to other people. I respect who people want to date. I don't respect if you do it at the expense of potentially belittling other individuals for the sake of that, because you have implicit biases or self-hate that you have not addressed.
Yeah. No, and I definitely see your point on there. I mean, I honestly look at it and I'm going, okay, well, what does he mean, right? What is he trying to say here? Is it instantly something like, white supremacist views or white, the idea of, oh, I'm successful, therefore I need to have the white woman on my arm, et cetera, et cetera. And so I could definitely see your point, you know what I mean? And I hope I still tapped on that earlier in what I was saying before, that still, no matter what he said was wrong, how he said it was wrong, and it can automatically turn into a whole thing of colorism, for sure. Absolutely. It's, oh, I have the white wife, so I'm successful. So that, it's having the fast car, it's having the nice house, and oh, I have this white woman on my arm. And so now I have officially reached the trifecta of what a black man being successful in America is, right? And so
right.
I feel like, yes, what he said was ridiculous and absolutely wrong. And, he could very well be saying that. He could very well be saying exactly what you're saying, just unbeknownst to him, brainwashed, he's in the sunken place, whatever you want to call it. Or it could be the other side where he was trying to say something else there, but it came off totally wrong.
It could be either or.
Right.
I'm really looking at his language, and I look at who uses language like that.
Right.
And it is typically not someone who's very cognizant of how far they have come, that they are not a monolith, and that they are open, loving individuals.
Exactly.
And so, that's just, even.
But then it's like, couldn't he have said that? But then it's like, couldn't he have just easily have said that? You see what I'm saying? Like, he could have just said that, but he didn't. He did say something else,
Right. But he didn't. And I think that, and that's why I'm stressing the implicit biases, because implicit biases aren't things that we're always conscious of.
Right.
We say things and then don't realize we said them. Like, a great example would be the other day on the show, I had said something about skinny women, right? But then again, when I got off the show, I thought about it. I'm like, well, that's not what I meant. But then I really sat and thought about my comments, and I said, well, I know what place it's coming from, because I know who I was bullied by all my life, right?
Right.
And I know why part of me is resistant, and why I've always liked to build muscle and be thicker. It was to defend myself from those girls who used to have a problem and bully me about my weight and my skin color. So, I was cognizant about that. And
right.
and Noor called me out in the chat and said something. And I was like, well, that's not what I meant. But then when I went back and thought about it, I was like, I see where this was coming from.
Right.
And it came out exactly probably how I meant it, because I was bullied. And I know how I constructed my body in order to defend myself from those individuals, and why I'm resistant from it. But I had to sit and be cognizant, and I have to sit and say, I apologize to the people that, my words did hurt. I need to just own that and own the impact of my words. And so that's why I'm sitting here saying that, for me, I feel like that's coming from a different place. Right.
And I definitely see where you're coming from on that, for sure. Like I said, it just, I teeter back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a part of me is like, oh, can't we all just get along and level keep us together and all those things. You know what I'm saying? All those things. It's like, hey, we're all under the same roof and we all still have the same heart beating in our chest and blood running through our veins type of thing. But there is that also the other side of like, wow, that was some crazy, that was not good. that was poorly said. Now the other question K Love just asked a second ago in the chat, she said, what if, and then I'm gonna have to let you go, of course, but she's K Love said, would he have said that if she was black? Why not just say he was proud of his wife and that's it. You know what I mean? And that's a very good question. You know, I don't know why he went to that next level of saying the race of his wife. But then, you know, at the same time, the part of me of giving him the benefit of the doubt instantly goes, well, he's just trying to say, you know, that love transcends. You know what I mean? That he don't see no color, you know. But yeah, it's very interesting, you know.
I just think that because they were calling out, you know, how does it feel to be the first black man this, black man that, black man this, and then it's just his wife and his children had nothing to do with any of that.
Right.
You know, his own hard work got there, but the fact that he can pull them into the equation to me tells me there was a lot more going on in his mind than what any of us know, regardless of whether it's one way or the other. It just, to me, when I hear statements like that, it often is not coming from the place that we want to be giving people credit for.
Right on. Lady Justice, thank you so much. Or Brione, thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. I hope everybody else calls. Hello, family. You all have a good day. You have a good day too, Pascal.
You too, sweetheart. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You know, she makes a very strong point there. She makes absolutely a strong point, and that's kind of why it's like a teetering situation. You know what I'm saying? Because a part of me is like, okay, you know, he might have said what he said out of line, not thought about it before he spouted out those words. But then there's the other part of me is like, okay, you know, how much of this is him genuinely saying this, or is he saying like he's definitely proud that his wife is white and that his wife isn't black or something of that sort? That's just, like I said, a burning question that I don't think we'll ever get from him. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Kiki. What's up?
Kiki, what's up, girl? How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing all right. I was listening in, and I had to get out the house because my husband is sleeping right now, and I didn't want to wake him up.
Right on.
Yeah, he snores like a bear, and I didn't want y'all hearing that. But no, about the story.
Yeah, speak on it.
I kind of have a different view because I was sitting here thinking, why would he even mention that?
Facts.
And I started to wonder, like, has people like been saying things about the fact that he had a white wife?
That's a good question too.
Because that might have been why he said that. And like, because I know in my family we have a lot of mixtures of just about everything,
right,
in it. And there's never really a problem, like, because I'm from Oklahoma and there's a lot of Native American and black mixture there.
Yeah.
And so, and I have it a lot in my family, but whenever it comes to the men, and it's mostly the men in my family that date or marry white women,
mm-hmm.
I was always raised to think, I remember my grandmother telling me, like, hey, you don't ever judge people because of the color of their skin. Be proud of who you are, but don't ever judge people because of the color of their skin.
Word.
But whenever my uncle came home with a white girl, that whole scenario flipped.
The whole
real
world,
quick.
the whole world came crumbling down, right?
And it wasn't even like because she was against interracial relationships per se. She was afraid of what the people would do, what people would do if they seen him with a white woman. And so she was kind of like, be careful. And the girl's mother and family was super racist. And it was a hot mess. It was a hot mess. But now our family is kind of like, their family accepts us, our family accepts them. And I guess after seeing, after the white people saw how black people actually were, they started to accept the fact that both of their daughters married black men. And so things changed. But at first it was super rough. And I know, like, a lot of times people will see a black man with a white woman and also automatically assume that they are against black women.
Mm-hmm.
And we hear all the time about, because I've heard black men say stupid shit. And like,
right.
like, oh, black women got too much attitude. I'm gonna give me a white girl. I had to get on to my son, my 70-year-old, because we moved to Arkansas, and we're like literally down the road from the University of Arkansas. And he was like, these black girls got too much attitude, Mama. I'm a date a white woman. And I was like, baby, let me tell you something. If you are going to date somebody just so you can treat them bad or talk to them any kind of way, then I'm going to beat you. Like, I'm not really going to beat them, guys. Please don't call DHS on me. But but like, I was like, you not go, like, I'm one of those people. If you with somebody, be with them because you care about them, because you like their quality. Don't be with somebody just so you can mistreat them. And I've seen a lot of black men be like, oh, I'm going to give me a white girl because she lets you do anything to her. Oh, because they're not the quote-unquote strong black woman, then they can just run over them. And that's not right. Like, I don't mind. I don't care who my kids get with. But I do mind if you are getting with them so that you can mistreat them.
No, and
that's not true. You don't do that.
And Kiki, it's interesting because there is that whole stigma attached to white women and that stigma attached to black women, where it is, you know, if a black guy marries a white woman, that white woman is going to be much more subservient, much more submissive than a black woman that will be much more strong and assertive. Right. That's the stereotype that a lot of people. That's why, you know, you hear somebody like you said that your son is saying stuff like that, being like, oh, I'm going to get me a white girl, because they think that they'll be able to walk all over them. And, you know, there's a lot of people out here that a lot of black men that are married to white women that would tell you the exact opposite. You know, it's like, oh, no. And the same thing when you look at like Asian women as well, when they think, oh, they're so subservient and so submissive. And it's like, no, it's completely, that's not right at all.
You just got to get the right one. You got to get the right one. Because, like, I have two brothers. Well, I have three brothers, but two of them married white women. Mm-hmm. Now, my one brother that is like only 4 years younger than me, the woman he got, I love her so much because she does not take his mess. Like, right. She like, he'll be like, hey babe, give me a plate. And she like, you got two legs, you better get up and get it yourself. Like she just does not go. She does not go. They have a mixed daughter and she knows how to do her hair. Like I went to their house one day and I had to stop and be like, how she know about these hair products? Like, who told her how to get these? Like, where did she get this information from? Because I'm so used to, like, in the area that we stay in, there are a lot of mixed race kids, and I'm just gonna be honest, they hair be a mess. It be dry, frizzy, like looking super crazy. And I be like, their hair don't have to look like that. What are y'all doing to their hair? Right. But then you have like my youngest brother, him and his wife, they, like, she was one of those ones where he was, and my brother's just rude. Like, my little brother, he don't care about nothing. When I say he don't care about nothing, he's the only child in our family that has gotten a spanking by everybody in our family. And I don't know how he did it. Like,
that's a lot of work.
And we have
that's a lot of work, y'all.
We have a big family, bro. Yeah, we have a big family, and so he has this attitude like, if he's gonna speak his mind. He don't care if you the police. He don't care if you the mama, the daddy, the uncle from California. Like he just gonna speak his mind. So he got her, and she's sitting over here, and it used to make me so mad. Like I literally wanted to get up and put him in a headlock because I'm older sister, and I do put my brothers in a headlock. I'm the only girl in my family, so I do kind of beat up on my brother sometimes. But, like, he would sit there and she would be sitting there going, what's wrong? What did I do? What's wrong? What I do? And he would just be talking so reckless to her. Right. And it would just make me so mad. So I've seen it on both cases. I have family members that have gotten girls, and it's a certain type that they get. Mm-hmm. The ones that they that already have an extra mixed kid, so they know they feel like they easier to get, and so they run their little charms on them and get them, and then cheat on them, like,
oh yeah,
the way they hopping from room to room like people change underwear, like it's ridiculous. And so, like, I've seen it on so many levels that I'm just like, I don't have a problem with people getting with whoever. Love who you love, baby. Love who you love.
Exactly.
But don't get with somebody just so you can mistreat them. And I think maybe, the man just thought, like, for him to say that and the way that he said it kind of makes me think that maybe possibly someone said something about him having a white wife.
It must have been. Because, there's also that whole thing of, like, I mean, how it's still considered taboo to, to see a mixed couple out and about. I mean, even so, like if a black woman is with a Asian man, let's just say, right? Still, they get weird looks. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even have to be white. It could just be someone that isn't dark skinned. And suddenly people are going, huh? She's with him or he's with her. And it's always that it's like, oh, okay, you can only date within your race and that's it. And I mean, I don't agree. I don't agree with that at all. But I find it very interesting that people will be up in arms when they see someone like, I don't know, who just got married. They just got married. Oh, man, Asian and black. She was on a show. Janine, why am I forgetting the man's name? Rapper.
And I know who you're talking about.
I'm forgetting his
he's
name.
A rapper. I can't remember his name either.
Oh, I feel like a jerk.
Yeah, I'm so bad.
Jeezy. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeezy, right? So you have that, and then you see what I'm saying? So I just find it interesting that you have somebody who is, they just got married, and people are giving them a lot of flack for marrying outside their own race. And but when you see an Asian person with a white person, no big deal. White person with a Latina, no big, or Latino, no big deal. But when it comes to black and white, it is the biggest problem in the history of problems. And thank you, Jenny Mai and Jeezy. Thank you. You know what I mean? And it just, to me, doesn't make sense, right? When we are all in this world, everybody's, we all, I mean, since the dawn of man, we all been bumping uglies. Let's keep it real. We all been bumping uglies. We wouldn't be where we are right now if we weren't bumping uglies. You see what I'm saying? We wouldn't be.
I definitely wouldn't have
I wouldn't be here either. You know what I'm saying? Somehow some French person banged an African person, you know what I'm saying? And then went down to Haiti and then procreate. I don't know. Something happened, but they were bumping uglies. Long story short, you know what I mean? We're all mutts, really. But we all are going, oh, God forbid. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's so funny because you said that, and it just reminded me of, like, because when I grew up, like, whenever I went to school, I got the opposite reaction. Like, I grew up in a household where I was taught, like, you black and you proud. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
Sweeter the juice, yeah, hell yeah.
And so I say this all the time, and I think it comes off wrong in the chat, but, like, I always thought that I was darker than what I was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I always thought when people looked at me, they would see the black girl, and then I would have to explain to them, like, no, the reason why my grandma looked like that is why she looking like a mean little Indian lady is because she is a little Indian lady, but she's actually really sweet. Like, because I thought that I looked like a black girl. But then whenever I went to school, people used to always be like, oh, Keela, you have white girl lips, and you have, I swear somebody told me one time that I had a white person nose, and I was like, what?
Excuse me?
It's funny now, but I was so mad because I was like, it's Indian. Like, I was so mad. I was like, I am Native American. I'm Indian. Like, quit calling me white. I don't look white.
Right.
And I would only get that, like, with black people. Like, I wasn't cute enough when I came to black people, but whenever I would, it freaked me out at first because whenever I would go past Native American people, the first thing they would ask me was what tribe I was from. And I'm like, and they wouldn't, they would not see, like, the black was an afterthought. Like, they was like, oh, but you're not all Native American, are you? What are you? They didn't even know. And I didn't understand it until I had my kids, and they came out all colors of chocolate. And so I was sitting there and I was like talking about how light my youngest daughter was.
Yeah.
And my kids was like, Mama, you guys are the same color. And I was like, no, we're not. We're not the same. What are you talking about? She's so light. I am not that light. And they was like, Mom, you're that light. And so we ended up taking a picture together, and we literally were the same color. And I was like, oh, snap. Never mind. Yeah. Like, I felt a little offended, actually, because I used to have friends that would be like, oh, like they would talk about the paper bag test. Like, I had friends that would be like, oh, it's sunny outside. I can't be out in the sun. I don't want to get darker. And I'd be like, I need to be out in the sun so I can get darker. And so, I always thought that, like, the dark brown skinned people were beautiful. Yeah. So I didn't understand why a lot of people were like, eh. And then I moved down here, and there's like a lot of Marshallese people. And I'm gonna be honest, I had never met a Marshallese person. So when I came down here, I had started working at a plant down here right when my daughter had gotten old enough to start going to school, and I was super excited about getting a job. And it was the greatest job because most people that I worked with spoke Spanish, and I know a little bit of Spanish, but not enough really to hold a conversation. And even if I did, I wouldn't have told them that because I'm kind of antisocial when it comes to, like, people being around me. I don't like a lot of people around me. So I'd just be like, oh, no habla español, no habla español, pequeño español. Like, and I just do my job and not have to talk to nobody. And it was awesome. But I was working with a friend, and she was like, why they keep looking at you like that? And it was the Marshallese people. They would kind of like stop and just look at me strange. And I didn't understand why they were looking at me strange. And then she started laughing. She was like, they're trying to figure out what you are. And I got so mad. Like, I was just like, what are you talking about? But I see even now, like now I can just giggle about it. Because they will kind of stop and look like, like, what is she? So I'd like, and this was before I started, like, growing my hair out natural. Like, I was still perming my hair, so they probably really could not tell whether is she one of us? What is she? They probably was really questioning that. But, like, I just think that, like, the world really needs, like, we're changing so rapidly that race really shouldn't even be an issue anymore.
It shouldn't. It really shouldn't be at all. I mean, but the way that mainstream media is, the way that society is, I mean, shoot, we are watching a trial right now as we speak about a white officer killing, I mean, whether you agree with it or not, but killing a black man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are like, and there's that racial tension right there again. You see what I'm saying? This has been going on forever, and it seems like it just keeps going on, and like the line gets thicker and thicker, yet mainstream media or mainstream society, let's just say this, is getting more and more, slowly but surely, okay with it to a certain extent. As long as that white girl is, twerking in the music video, it's all good. You know what I mean? Or if she's, or if the black girl is draped over the white guy in this movie, it's okay. Or if the girlfriend happens to be black on a sitcom, for the white lead, then it's okay, because it's like, oh, okay,
that's progress.
Okay, we getting progressive. But then We still have issues where people are fighting in the streets, arguing with each other, or we got people running up the steps of the Capitol, waving around Nazi memorabilia, white supremacist symbols, etc., etc. So it's like, as much as we all sit here and say that we are moving on and we have progressed, how much have we progressed? It seems like we keep regressing. Then when we say in society we're okay with it, then say black guy walks into the house with a white girlfriend, suddenly the world goes explodes. But they're okay with it when they see it on TV. They're like, oh, it's all good. I like that. Yes, you get that, white man, or whatever, right? But when it comes into real life, when you step into real life, everyone starts having a problem with it. And that's weird.
It really is weird. And like, I know people that was like, I have a friend, but we stopped being friends because I couldn't go over to her house because her mama didn't like black people. And that's just sad, because kids are not born with biases and prejudices like that.
No, they're not.
And
they learn that.
You pushing your thoughts onto your child.
Exactly. That's
insane to me.
It's insane.
But I'm gonna get off this phone.
Okay.
I had to watch the thing today on my phone, so I literally don't know what people are saying. They probably like, girl talk.
No. Everyone's behind you 100%, Kiki. You've been dropping nothing but facts. Nothing but facts. Thank you so much for the call, sweetheart. All right.
All right. You take care.
Bye. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Erica Young, and I'm calling from Baltimore, Maryland.
Hey, Erica Young from Baltimore, Maryland. I can't even talk right now. What's on your mind? Speak on it, girl.
Basically, I think that a lot of people get it mistaken. Most black women, normal black women, we don't really care about black men dating white women for the most part outside. It's the fact that we're held to a different standard.
Explain. When you say that you're being held to a different standard, what exactly do you mean by that?
It's the fact that if you look, like, everyone likes to look at basketball players and the type of others, I would say, that they're dating.
Right.
But if you catch the average black man, he'll complain about the attitude. Be wild, he like his spicy Latina. He'll complain about being overweight. Meanwhile, the regular black guy just dating outside the race, they look the same as the black women. The physical appearance and everything. So they walk around and say negative stuff like, oh, black women are overweight and things like that. So are white women. America has an overweight issue, period. Blank.
America in general, yeah, facts.
Right, in general. So and you do have and then they're so vocal about it. So it's just like, you'll hold us to a different standard. If that's what you like, then that's what you like. And then they don't realize that you have a preference. That's the number one thing. Oh, I have a preference. Your preference is rooted in racism, and that they've been put on a pedestal. That's what it comes from. And it is not that I believe that you can fall in love with different races. And I used to be one that really didn't see the issues. But when I look at TikTok, and I don't even like being on stuff like that. I'm not a member, but when I see men speaking out, it's like it's always something negative within family members that you meet out on the street and stuff like that. And I didn't realize, honestly, how much men dislike black women, even throughout history. They dated outside their race. I had to actually learn that. And it's like, wow, now I see why a lot of black women are hurt and feel the way that they do. I'll date anybody. My main interests are black men, but I will date outside the race. And as soon as black men hear that, they get threatened. And it's like, oh, well, I'm like, I never said I would never date black men again. I prefer or mostly date black men, but I will date outside my race because I want to be happy and I want to find somebody that loves me.
Right.
But I think it's...
Go ahead. No, please continue.
Yeah. I mean, I think the problem with this in particular instance was that this guy basically, you made a statement about being proud of your white wife. then he kind of doubled down on it. And I'm always want to say, be proud and stop making biracial kids choose sides. But in this instance, the way it was the way you said it was like, I'm gonna reiterate it with, oh, and I have biracial kids. So it, like, if you look at how he came out, like, it's like, I'm playing with my white wife and I got biracial kids. So you kind of doubled down on it, babe. You didn't just like, oh, I made a flip and you know.
So Erica, if you mind me asking you this, because I know I said something earlier in the very beginning of the show, but what if he was just trying to say that their love transcends color? What if he was trying to say that? What are your thoughts? I mean, because you know, when you're talking about the children being biracial and everything, they were made from love. Hopefully, hopefully they were made from love, but they were made from love, right? What if he was just trying to say that he is more than just a black man, and this woman is more than just a white woman, and their children are more than just the mixture of their two races, that they were made out of love? What are your thoughts on that?
Ooh. I agree with that, but I feel like to his defense, kind of, and black men, why do they need to say that?
Word.
Like, they shouldn't have
Good
to
point.
say that. To be honestly, we shouldn't have to, like, and I feel like they kind of do it to themselves sometimes. Like, you're defending something that if you truly believe that, then why defend it? Why you have to make a comment about it? Like it was said, now if someone came to you and you want to defend it, yes, but black men a lot of times make stuff an issue that's not an issue in that moment. Maybe you should address it in the proper moment when that happened to you, because I feel like maybe you know it happened before,
right?
But this was in that moment, so maybe you need to say what's on your mind when it happens and not put it in a context where, you know, people were like, I'm sure even the white people were like, okay, where did that come from? Or, you know, anybody was kind of like, you just sidetracked the whole, and you took it off this great accomplishment that you just made, and now everyone's talking about this. And I think the reason why people, like, get excited about, I don't even think people really get excited about black women seeing them on TV and stuff, and it is okay. It's just that, you know, most black males are the ones that's most outspoken about these things, and black women too. So it becomes an issue off screen, but on screen, you know, they might cheer it and stuff like that. They don't just cheer it when it's black women, because you rarely see it with black women. They don't push that. They push mostly black men to black women. So maybe if it was across the board, then we wouldn't be, okay, that's cute, a cute look or whatever. But most black women don't. We really don't care, because we realize that they get the same black men that a lot of us get, and we're being told to pick better. Because we know it's a different standard.
Yeah. Well, then why can't
we know.
Why can't black women do the same thing that black men have been doing for forever then? And just seeing what's going on, and just see what's up with the other flavors. For example, you know, if women are tired, sorry, let me just finish my question. If women are tired, okay, if women are tired, black women, let's just say black women in general, or just women, let me just say this about women, okay? Let me say this towards all women. If all women are just tired, right, of men saying, you know, treating them a certain way, just like men of all races will sit there and go, I'm tired of such and blah, blah, blah. And they can go and dabble and walk into their Baskin Robbins and try their 31 flavors of all kinds of races of women. Why can't women do the same damn thing? Why is it so difficult for women to be able to think outside the box for themselves and just try it out? See if they like dating a white guy. See if they like dating an Asian guy. See if they like dating a Hispanic guy. Why not? You see what I'm saying? Why not try it?
No, I actually agree with that. And like I say, date out, as long as you're not expecting that just because of that color you're going to get something different.
Yeah.
And I agree. And like I even tell people, I'm like, look, I predominantly still date black men, but I do find other races attractive, and I will go if they ask and I'm attracted to them, I will go out with them. And I do think that we all need to do that, because it's about finding the best mate for you
Right.
is not the best color.
The right.
And I think, but still, as society, just like you look at a Amazon commercial I saw a glimpse of, and it made me uncomfortable. And then I was told that they showed this commercial with Michael P. Jordan doing Super Bowl, where she's like literally like gazing up at him like he's the fifth wonder of the world. And
Right.
I'm like, really? I'm like, meanwhile, he's into
The Alexa commercial?
ambiguous women, the Lil Harveys and stuff. You know, he has a certain type preference, which is okay. We're not going to go too deep into that. And I'm like, well, if that's his preference, well, why don't have somebody that's his preference up there on screen gazing at him like he's the fifth wonder of the world? You know, like, why did you pick the darkest black woman? Because they still push one main group to us. Now, it's up to you to think outside of that box. But as a little kid, I actually only started thinking outside the box because my brother, high school sweetheart, was Caucasian.
Right.
And at first, my mom, I was looking at him, so I was like, okay, why you bring this white girl home? But that opened my eyes, and I was like, hold up, okay, like, you know, that's a cute white boy, that's a cute Asian boy. But it took that, but I would probably still, if not for that, I would probably still be the black woman. Like, oh, I'm not dating now. I would need a strong black man. And meanwhile, I'm gonna be alone because there's not enough black men to go around without all these other issues and stuff like that. You have which I didn't know about. A lot of them are dating outside more than any other race of males. They do date outside, and they're more open to it. So but then again, even though we may have that choice, those males in those other races still predominantly want their own women, which is a natural thing, but it's a thing where they got to also open their eyes to, okay, not being like, what they call white guys call like getting their black belt, that fetish.
Right.
But they, you know, and a lot of them, which come to find out, are really into black women, but as far as marrying them, no, like, we're still a fetish. We're still somebody to date for a couple of years and have fun with. But as far as marrying, no. Like, it's not even most of their friends. They just don't see it. Just when they up at the aisle, they don't see themselves with a black woman.
Right.
So, I mean, even though, like, I'm open to it, like, I've dated a couple, but it still has to be coming from them, too. From the Asian men and the white men and stuff like that. So we're not just talking now. They're more than willing to get some, you know, some on the side and experiment. They've always been open to that. But it's about finding a mate and wanting somebody with you long term. So we're always talking about, oh, well, if they're open to having fun with you, but it's talking about the commitment and things that come like that.
Right.
But it's just like, it's a different standard. They're still pushing in these commercials and in Hollywood the same bias that white women are the top and they're the mothers and Asian women are quiet and stuff like that. They like to put little sprinkles out there like the Yoruba. When it gets down to it, even when you got LGB and all that, what do they push with white people? Or like it is, it's all like they like to sprinkle like, oh, we're changing. You're not changing. We see right between the lines. Like we're not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But until people make a conscious effort, for like, you know what, I'm attracted to you. I already know that. Why can't I date you seriously? Why can't I marry you seriously? So we got to stop really looking at these commercials and thinking just because they say that's what's acceptable, that's what's acceptable. We look at this stuff as like that's what the standard is. Meanwhile, you know, I've been attracted to this woman since the day I met her.
Right.
But because Hollywood and this is what Hollywood or whoever says is the American dream and this is what I should want, you know, and that's all races, not just black. That's all races. So.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see what you're saying, Erica. I mean, you know, it's, I think we still got a lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We still have a lot of work. There's still a lot of, miles to go before we can sleep on this situation. I mean, I do think that, you know, like I said, I feel like as much as people sit there and say they're okay with X, Y, and Z, but then things change when that said thing that they said that they've been cool with this entire time actually walks through their front door. You know, I think that it is very I feel like there are a lot of hypocritical moments with people, and it's okay. People are gonna be that way. The only way they can be able to move on from that and change from that is if they make that acknowledgement for themselves. You know what I mean? That self-realization of like, oh man, I need to, I definitely need to change my thoughts on this. I thought I was cool with it, but I'm not. Why? But you got to go down to that root of it of why. Then on top of that, men are going to be men. I'm sorry to say it like that, but we are biologically just engineered to just get out there. You know what I'm saying? And go out there and meet as many, do as many as we can. And that's like, and you were just saying it before, like getting your white belt, getting your black belt, getting your brown belt, getting your yellow belt. You know what I'm saying? Getting your red belt, whatever it is. You're going out there and you're doing everything. It's that whole hunting and gathering type situation that we have ingrained in our bodies. Now, it's a matter of who we end up finding as our mate or finding as our preference. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? And some people lean towards more towards one race than the other. But then again, I've seen a lot of people that just, a lot of my friends will just dabble. One day that, it's Martinez, a girl with the name Martinez. The next day it's a Jackson. Then the next day it's a Lee. You know what I'm saying? It's just all over. But, like I said, it really, I think because of maybe dating for men and, I see this with women too, because I do see a lot of, especially black women starting to date more outside of their race, starting to venture out a little bit more. I do see that there are more people going, okay, I've already dated a bunch of black men, and every single time it's been the same result over and over and over again, and I'm really tired of it, and then they just kind of open up their eyes, they just kind of turn over. They turn, a little bit open to see the rest of the picture, and they go, oh, wow, there are more other races, and, these boys are kind of cute. So then they go and try. I mean, and it also depends, though, too, because if you really are going after the same type of dude, doesn't matter if they're black, white, Puerto Rican, or Asian, they are going to be the same dude. The same dude's going to come up every single time. Right. Dudes be dudes. Okay, I'm sorry. Trash men, F boys are F boys. Doesn't matter if they got melanin in their skin or nah. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, most of these women need to just find the person that they just need to find love. And sometimes love comes in very, very different shapes or forms. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's so frustrating. And I understand, because especially for black men, since black men are put up on a pedestal, we are, highly sexualized now, even more than ever, right? Because of pop culture and all that mainstream media, we're put up here on a really, really high pedestal. Black women are not on that same level of attractiveness, which I think is absolute BS as well. But the thing is, it's a little bit easier for a black man to walk into a white party and pick up a white person, right? A white girl. You see what I'm saying? Because it's, the girls are seeing the Kardashians do it, so why can't they? You see what I'm saying? Because it's now more of a mainstream thing, right? Now, black women could do the same damn thing, but I don't think black women have fully embraced that idea, have fully embraced they have that same amount of sexuality as men. You see what I'm saying? Right. And the same freedom of choice as black men do as well. You see what I'm saying?
I agree, but I think it's one dynamic we do miss when it comes to black women. It's acceptable. Like, you can have like the Kardashians or the white women or whatever go and ask a man on a date or whatever. Right. And, guys are like, oh, I love that. But I find it with black women, because we already have the stigma of being masculine and, of leading the community. Dominant. And kind of like, or being dominant, it gets weaponized.
Absolutely.
I know, particularly with me, it gets weaponized with. First of all, I'm saying as a female, I'm a female, and I get that you're intimidating. So I'm not asking a man out. I want my man to be a man and ask me out if you're interested, and I'm clearly giving you attention.
Yeah.
And stuff. Then ask me out. Be the man. Like,
right.
If you want to be the man, because I need that in my relationship, especially since I'm sort of, seen as a strong, intimidating woman, apparently, which I'm being told a lot. So I do that to let you take the lead. But I don't think men, a lot of times with black women see that as taking the lead. Even though you might see me, like, say at work, and I'm not taking stuff off of these people, but I'm letting you take the lead. They don't recognize that.
Yeah.
And it gets weaponized against black women. So I told black women, I'm like, no, don't do that, because it gets weaponized against us. It's different. It's not fair, but it's different. You got to move different as a black woman when dating. Stuff that white women can do in dating and others can do in dating, we cannot do. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be that way, but it is that way. And that's what I try to tell people. Like, I had an instance with someone that they were having an affair and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, well, they get what they want and stuff. They don't get what they want and it don't work out. I was like, well, that's a different race. Most times they do get the guy. They do leave their wives for these women. That's not really true for us.
Right.
Most times, like, it's just it is what it is, because they're the standard or whatever the case may be. So we have to move different. But if you weaponize it, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna open up my dating pool, and if that white guy asks me out, then that white guy's gonna ask me out, and I'm gonna go out with him, because if he stepped up, he took the lead in that relationship, because he's saying, I'm going to be the man in this relationship. I think a lot of black men get the submissive role, and they don't understand what truly being submissive is in that relationship. Like, me wanting you to ask me out is me being submissive as a black woman, saying, you know what, I want my man to ask me out, I want you to take the lead. But they take a lot of times they take women kind of kissing their behind and being on them as being submissive. And it's not, she's being thirsty. And I mean, if she's thirsty for you, then she's being thirsty for a lot of dudes out here.
Right.
I'm sorry. So, it's a lot of, like, you got to pay attention to people's signals and stuff like that. But I agree with a lot with you saying that we should open up, all of us, about dating different races and stuff like that. I think we still have to move differently, which we don't realize we have to do, but we do. But we should be dating out there a lot open.
And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, of course, real quick, I don't want everybody to sit here and think that, oh, everyone should be dating outside their race. If you have a preference, then you have a preference. I understand that. But if you realize that you are hitting the same repetitive BS dude or girl, then maybe it's maybe it's time for you to open your eyes a little bit and just see what else is out there, because maybe the love that you're looking for isn't right there. You see what I'm saying? Or you just sit out and wait till you find the absolute perfect match. You know what I mean? The perfect everything that you wanted, including race. Checking off all the boxes. You know what I'm saying? And that could take a long time. Or you may never find that. Yeah, you'll never settle, or you'll never. Not settle, but you'll settle because you're just going, oh well, he's black and he does this, and this, and he's not everything I want, but he is black, so I'll take him. And it's kind of like, well, wait a second. What if your true love? I know this sounds crazy, but just rock with me for a second. What if your true love is an Asian man? And that person rocks the hell out of your world. You just never know. So that's why I say, like, some people are lucky to find the one, their soulmate within all the confines and within a short amount of time. But a lot of us still have to figure it out. A lot of us have to look. A lot of us still have to go into the dating pool and do all that BS and date a whole bunch of Instagram models and a whole bunch of F boys, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? And then finally you find someone, right? But sometimes it's like, okay, maybe you just need to open your eyes, you know, and not be as colorblind or color specific. Let's just say that, you know what I'm saying? And just open up your eyes, see what else is out there, you know, because then you might go, oh, hell no, never again. I made my mistake. Now I know what I like and what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? And just move on. So I'm not sitting here saying that every person needs to do that, you know? To each their own. Whatever makes you happy, whatever floats your boat is really on you. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that if you're not finding it in that particular area, I don't think there's anything wrong with you experimenting and seeing what's up somewhere else. Like I'm saying here too, not every single person is going to be a high value person. You know what I mean? Like I know how everybody's going, I want a high value man. I want this, you know, or high value woman. But sometimes that high value man or that high value woman is a nightmare. You see what I'm saying? And you're always trying to go for that person. It's like, well, maybe that kind of guy or woman, you know, man or woman is not for you. You see what I'm saying? So try to find that person that works for you, not just because he got a fast car and a yacht, you know?
Right.
So, like I said, it's just a matter of thinking outside the box a little bit. I don't see anything wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? But Erica, I really do appreciate you calling in. I really do appreciate it. You threw in some serious gems. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too, sweetheart. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you know, I appreciate her phone call. You know, I do think that I don't see anything wrong with, you know, seeing what else is out there outside of your own racial box, you know, your own racial boundaries. You know, I am a true believer or a strong believer in love is everything. You know, love transcends skin color. You know, I got great friends. I got great best diehard friends that are black. I got diehard friends that are white. I got diehard friends that are actually I got a lot of different races in my squadron that I could sit here and say that they are diehard. They got my back no matter what. They will dodge in front of a bullet for my ass. You see what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with looking and loving outside of the race. And you should never, ever feel shameful for being in love or loving someone that is outside of your race. I don't think that there should be any issues like that. As much as we say that we have, you know, that society has transcended and changed and everything, we need to actually put those things out in the ether, in real life. We need to show those things for real instead of just acting like it. Those things should be embraced. Actually, they shouldn't even be embraced. They should just be looked at as normal. That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? Love and who you love and who you're with and all that should just be it should be like, oh, you're dating her, cool. Come on over. We're about to play spades. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. That's how it should be. But we put so much emphasis and so much, we obsess over the fact that this person is with this person. How dare they think outside the box? Oh my God. How dare they find love? And for someone who is loving them for who they are. Not because they check all the boxes and they got the melanin and all that stuff. Just because they love each other. They enjoy their time with each other. And they understand each other, even though they have different cultures and, you know, their different traditions culturally and all that. Just saying. I can't wait. But, you know, it may not be in my lifetime or in our lifetime. But I would love to see a moment where people walk in. Oh, you're with? Okay. Oh, your last name is Wong? Okay, cool. Come on in. We good. We're about to eat. Come on. There's no second guessing and there's no pulling over somebody, right? pulling somebody over on the in the in the hallway outside of away from the party and going, oh my God, she's dating a such and such. Oh my God, can you believe it? No, like it shouldn't even be a thing. That's where we should be. That's where we should be at, but we're not. And going back to what the UNC head coach Hubert Davis said, he shouldn't have said that. He didn't need to say that at all. He could have just said, I'm proud to be a family man, have beautiful children, and I'm proud to have a wife, and I'm proud to be here with this job. And I broke the mold, history in the making, mazel tov, bitches, throw down the mic, walk off the damn stage. But he didn't do that. He had to throw in race there real quick about his family. And that sounds stupid as hell. He shouldn't have said what he said. Or he shouldn't have said how he said it, if that makes any sense. Because now we're talking about it. He made it a deal. He made it a big deal. When it shouldn't be. If you really think about it, it shouldn't be a big deal. We shouldn't even bat an eye to it. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, he's married? Oh, he with a white girl? Oh, wow. No, he married? He got kids? Cool. Moving on. Hope he's a good coach. See what I'm saying? That's where we need to be at. We need to transcend all this BS. Colorblindness needs to really happen. Facts. Definitely needs to go beyond color, for sure. Because now we're just in that place where we're all hurting each other. We're seeing it in the streets. We're seeing it all through mainstream media. We are watching right now. We are watching a trial go down where a man is being tried for manslaughter, whatever, multiple counts of whatever, because he put his knee on a black man's neck. And the fact that we're even fighting about this says something. It says a lot about our society as well. If this man was killed and he happened to be white, we wouldn't be watching this live on TV or live on the internet, covering it every 5 seconds. This thing would be an open and shut case fast. It would be like bang, bang. That guy would have been tried, found guilty, moving on. But we're not there. We're not there as a society yet. God knows what he did, why he killed George Floyd. If it was race fueled by racism or not. But like I said, we are talking about these things, and you could tell, you could feel it in the streets. You could feel it in the energy throughout social media, etc. That this thing is like a pressure cooker, and it all goes down to black and white. Again, I really do believe he wasn't trying to say anything bad, but it came out totally 110% wrong. Because now it has grown into more things like colorism, etc., which is something that it just sucks. It sucks. It's frustrating that that now it's turning into a thing of, I'm proud that I have this white woman on my side, because that's a sign of success. And it's like, damn, if he only just shut the hell up. We don't need to hear that. It's tragic, y'all. He done messed up. Lynette, exactly, the snowball effect. It just started rolling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And now everybody's looking at him, thinking all kinds of derogatory terms and all that, when all he needed to do was to say, thank you for the job. I approve this message type thing. But he did not do that at all. Anyway, guys, That's the show, guys. I do appreciate all y'all for being on. That's the Speak On It segment for today. I knew it was going to be a little bit of a difficult one, a little hairy, a tiny bit hairy, but I appreciate everybody coming at this and this conversation with kindness and love and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, when we talk about things like race, especially when it comes to interracial relationships, etc., people get riled up. People start feeling some type of way, etc. And, we need to have these tough conversations. For me, I was like, do we talk about this one today? Because I don't want things to get misconstrued on my end. But at the same time, we need to talk about these things. The only way we're going to be able to keep moving forward and progress and improve ourselves as a society is if we do hit these hard conversations, these tough conversations. So anyway, I appreciate all y'all for tuning in, having the conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? I do appreciate it. And I do appreciate all the phone calls. You guys are all amazing. I really do appreciate that as well. If you haven't done it yet and enjoyed the conversation today, please hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. I got to get going, but I love all y'all. Y'all are amazing, okay? Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys. I'll be doing a pop-up here in a couple hours or something like that. And I'm sure I'm going to be doing a pop-up on Sunday. All right? So be good, guys. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.